So I recently started reading Bleach. For those of you that don't know what Bleach is essentially about a teenager called Ichigo who gains the powers of a Soul Reaper, a supernatural warrior who protects the living from evil spirits and guides souls to the afterlife. He gets dragged into increasingly epic battles across the human world, Soul Society, and other dimensions, fighting to protect his friends and both worlds from various powerful enemies. It's basically a shonen action series with sword fights, supernatural powers, and progressively bigger threats. And while I was reading Bleach, I noticed that some of the cover pages look really good. Some of them are like fairly simple, but then others actually have really good intricate layouts, and that gave me a lot of inspiration. So I thought, why not use these cover pages as inspiration and try and recreate them, or basically rob their layouts essentially, and make my own edits with them. So that is exactly what we're going to be doing in this video. As always, if it's a series that you guys would enjoy and want to see more, let me know in the comments. So the first one of these that we're going to be doing is this one from chapter 33. Now I just thought the layout was fairly cool in terms of boxes, which they tend to do a lot. This one's fairly uniform, sometimes they're staggered and they're different sizes and stuff. But for me, the best part about this was the colours, the little halftone pattern and the text. But with all these colours and different textures going on, I couldn't really think of exactly what to do for this. So I went a bit basic, and because there's 7 boxes with 7 characters each, I'm going to do the current top 7 Premier League teams. Boring! According to the table, which I will put on screen now, these are the teams we're working with. And I'll put them in order as well, just to make it more accurate, I guess. So here we have all of the images that I'm going to use. We have Haaland kicking a corner flag, Cole Palmer, Morgan Rogers, Danny Welbeck, Isidore, Bruno Fernandes, and Declan Rice. And all 7 of these I have to cut out. And nobody wants to see me do that on camera, because that is very boring. So one SpongeBob transition later and I will be back.
One eternity later.
Well, here they are, all of them. Painstakingly long process, but we got it all done. And now we need to start replicating the boxes, which I've put the panel here. So realistically, all I need to do is just make rectangles on top of these rectangles. So let's do that really quick. Well, that was easy. So now we should probably put everyone in their places. Right, Declan Rice, you can go here. I hate you, Arsenal. Why do you have to be top? Let me actually see the positioning of everyone. Yeah, because they're all positioned quite different. Like, it's not like you just shove an image of them in the frame. It's a bit more dynamic than that. Actually, this picture's not very dynamic, is it? I guess we can probably semi-match it to how Orihime is kind of off to the side. But, like, not really. Oh, that could work. Yeah, he can slot in there. I'll ask him after, but that's fine. And then we'll have a, I don't know. We can't really put the bleached letters, BLEACH. So I'm thinking we just put the team badge. Or we put a letter to signify the team, but like, I'll come to that when I come to that. Let me get everyone in position first. This picture would be so good to put in the middle. Oh, I actually want to put it in the middle. But I did cut out this, not you. I did cut out this entire image of Morgan Rogers to specifically match, get out Rice, to match Ichigo running here. Yeah, we're gonna keep it. We're gonna keep it the way I intended for the order as well. I would have loved Haaland to be here, but can I be bothered to find another picture of Morgan Rogers? No. Now Haaland's not really gonna fit the same way that Chad's like entire face covers the thing because of the picture. But we'll just put him in like this, I guess. I kind of like his arm being out of frame. I might just have them all be out of frame, you know. Or like, well, parts of them be out of frame, like the top of the head, yeah. Not really here. Yeah, we'll do that. So now we can make Rice a bit bigger just so his hair slightly sticks out. Palmer, you're fine like this. Probably rotate him. Yeah, that's fine. Right, Morgan Rogers. Well, we can't make him too big. Yeah, he's about the same size as Ichigo, really. Apart from the head. But that just looks horrible. Kind of need his legs in there. Yeah, we'll keep his foot in there like that. Then we can put whatever text we need to put here. Just like the Bleach one does. Yeah, that'll work. Just need to find some way to fill the space. But there's a good amount of text in the original anyway, so we should be fine. Danny Welbeck. I think we'll put him a bit off center like we did for Rice. But not like too off center, just like this much. That's nice, I like that. Yeah, we'll shove him in the middle just because the pose is kind of built for that. Bruno kind of also has to go in the middle, doesn't he? Yeah, unless I like... Yeah, he's gonna have to do that, isn't he? Alright, so this is realistically the position everyone's gonna be in. We'll sort out the squares first, I think. So the colors here vary quite a lot. I could just try and stick with like the team color, but then it's like half of them is just red and blue, and that's boring. Boring! So I'll of course use red and blue, and then we'll throw in some like purples and other stuff, just to stay true to the original source. So we need like a muted kind of red, fairly bright as well. They're quite bright, a bit like this, yeah, because Orihime's is kind of pink. This is like in between pink and red. This is quite nice. And we need the black outline, so for that we're just going to put a stroke on black. Not too thick either. About that. Yeah, I'd say that matches that fairly well. Now we just put it on every single thing. And we sort out colours for all of them now. So Haaland I'm going to keep blue. That's actually perfect. I think I will just try and swatch it off their tops and then brighten them up manually. Yeah, like this. That's cool. The original does use very muted pastel sort of colours. Oh, I'll make this one purple actually, because it'll actually fit. Or I make it the kind of yellow. You know what? No, I might just put the yellow in the middle because I think the text would be better off because of that. Yeah, I'd say so. You know what? I'm just going to rob the exact colour. There we go. Right, what colour can we give Danny Welbeck? We kind of need to go with a warm colour to distract from these. I'll give it a nice orange. What about bright yellow? Nah, that is ugly. That is so ugly. Why'd I do that? Oh, this is nice. Oh, I like this. Oh, this is cool. I like this. I'm happy with this. Now we should probably get them masked into their respective boxes, and then we can probably start retouching from there, because I think that's what's gonna bring this whole thing together. Maybe I put some sort of cartoon style effect onto them. That might help, but it might also look terrible. I don't know, let's see. Let's mask them first. Nah, I don't like the way Haaland's hand reaches out to Rice. That looks horrible actually. Yeah, that's better. This arm can stick out. I accidentally amputated him. Am I starting to regret this image choice? This would have looked so much better in the middle.
Green, what's your problem, Green? What is your problem? Missile alone ramp.
Alright, so it is a day later and I am back to film because I couldn't be bothered to finish it all in one sitting. But as you can see, this is what we've got. I did find another picture of Morgan Rogers just so I could put Haaland here. It does ruin the entire order that I had going on. But I don't care, this picture is too good to not be in the middle. So the next thing that the original has is this halftone texture that is in the inside of all of these. So let's go and recreate that. Let's try make a 50% grey layer and do it on that, because then I should be able to put it with some sort of blend mode. So this, but a lot bigger. Does that even... It's kind of terrible. The original is so much more pronounced. The dots are actually separated. They're all together. I don't like it. I might just have to succumb to downloading one from the internet. Oh, there we go. This might actually work. Now, any blend mode. Overlay is nice. Soft light is nice. Put on soft light. Original. You know what? It's convincing enough. It only took about 5 minutes longer than it should have. Now we're just going to have to put these dots on every single one. Apart from the middle doesn't really... Oh no, the middle does have it. But the one in the middle is really small. So I might be able to do the 50% grey layer method on that one. It's just like this, reduce the contrast, about that. Is that too small? Wait, no, that's actually fine. We do need overlay or soft light. Just decrease the opacity, a bit more prominent. We're fine with that. So we have the big dots in all of these and the smaller dots in here. So that's fine. Next, I think the easiest thing to do would be the retouching, but they do all have these outlines of white and black, which is pretty easy to do, so I might as well just do them now. So to do that, I'm just going to take a duplicate of the player, and with a color overlay I'm just going to make them white, and I'll put a stroke on top of that. I don't know how big this stroke needs to be. Pause.
So you can tell everybody. Yeah, you can tell everybody.
I like it this side, and then we just need to make sure that it's only in the box. So we just redo the mask, and there we go. Now we'll just go do the same for everyone, just so they have this outline going on. So very simple, just duplicate Morgan Rogers, get the same effects and put it on here, and then displace him this way or this way. I like this way. And then just bring the original mask back like that. Fairly simple process, just needs repeating about 7 times. Alright, well I realised I didn't like Danny Welbeck's arm being all the way out here, so we had to amputate him, very sadly. Alright, and the white outline for everyone is done. I'm probably also going to try and experiment with putting a stroke around them, just to kind of match the art style. Even though obviously this isn't manga, it's real life. I think having them look a little bit drawn would help with the recreation that's going on. I think that's okay. Now let's just carry this over to everyone else and pray it looks good. No, it's not bad at all. I think once everyone's retouched, it will probably look a bit better. You know what? I like it. I don't care. I think this looks pretty nice. The layout is cool, the colours are fairly true to the original, with the adjustments wherever needed. So all we really need to do now is just retouch everyone to make sure everyone looks alright, to be honest. I'm thinking of some other way I can make this look more cartoony and more drawn. Maybe some sort of gallery filter will help. Not this one. Maybe? It's not too bad. It doesn't make it look like it's AI though, that's kind of weird. Maybe not. My problem is I feel like someone's gonna say it's like AI. Because look at what it does to the badge. And like the clothing and stuff. Just from the shot, it looks like it's been put through an AI upscaler. I put the filter on everyone, and I don't really know. The effect is slightly coming through, but I don't know how much I like it. Especially on Welbeck. What has it done to Welbeck? Look at him. So I think I'm just going to stick with everyone being as normal. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to retouch them as normal. So yeah, let's go do that. I'll probably speed this up because you know the drill by now. Or if you don't know the drill, or you want to know the drill, watch my videos. Or go on Patreon and look at my PSDs so you can see the drill for yourself. Alright, so I am finally done retouching. Everyone has been retouched. Now, the next step is that the original has these cartoonish colored letters. Now with these, I don't really know what we would put in terms of the letters spelling out. Maybe we'd put the first letter of the team name. But I think the easiest solution here is to just put the team's badge. I think it'll just be the easiest thing. Or some sort of element from the badge. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to download all of the badges, and then we're going to try and take something from the badge and try and achieve something similar to what's going on here, but not really the same. I'll probably just put the black outline, the black stroke, and I'll change the color of the element itself. But yeah, let me go find badges for all of the teams, and then we can start putting all of them in.
More moments later.
Alright, so I have gone and taken an element from each of the team's badges. Apart from the Sunderland one, I just took their whole badge, I couldn't be bothered. And now we're gonna just make it a different color, probably, and then put a stroke around it and call it a day. I think is the best approach to go about this. So let's go do that. And then we put this one like that, maybe. I think that's okay. The positioning varies on the actual one, with some of them being in front, some of them being behind and in very other places. I think I'll see what looks best for each individual thing. For this one, I'm just going to put it behind rice. See, that looks okay. Yellow is looking too bright in this instance, so we're going to have to tone that down. I don't really want to make everything too different in terms of color, just because it's kind of central to the team's branding. I can't really go and make this line over here green. It will look good, but it won't be Aston Villa, will it? So I'm gonna have to stick to it being somewhat the color, and maybe I can put it in the corner here, but that doesn't, no. I think we have to have it over him. I think just here a little bit small in the corner looks good enough. And the Chelsea one's fairly similar, so we could just put it in the corner as well. But I think it would look nicer in this corner here. And then if I put it behind Palmer, that's cool. I like that. The ship is going to be the yellowy orange that it normally is. What? Oh, wrong layer. But like more orangey, like that. That's nice. Technically the middle panel doesn't have one of these letters, but just to keep it on theme, I'm going to leave it, and I'm going to put the ship here somewhere. I think here, because then we can put text here. And I think we will put this behind Haaland just for depth. That's fine. Because there is this big gap here, the ship helps to fill the gap. And the text can fill this gap here. There's not really a designated symbol for the Sunderland badge, in a way. So I might just have to do the whole thing. We already have two lions in the form of Villa and Chelsea. I can't really rob one of these. Unless I take the stuff in the middle, but I'm kind of not keen on it. And then this one I want a slightly deeper red, like that, which I will then put behind Bruno. I think just peering over his shoulder a bit like this would be nice, like that. And those are all of the symbols done. Now we just need the main text, and I think we should be good. The font that they use gives this very hand-drawn vibe, so I'm thinking maybe I write it myself, or I'm gonna need to find some sort of font that's reminiscent of this style, which I don't think I have, so I might have to go on the hunt for it. Alright, well it took me about a minute of searching, but I actually found a really good font straight away. I actually really like this font. It actually works so well with the aesthetic. White, and then black again. And the colour is gonna be red. That's actually perfect. The font of the 7 itself isn't the best. I might have to try and find something for that. Right, well this is the best one I could find, and I can't be bothered to look anymore, so I think this will do. It's not exactly the same vibe as this one, and this is the final text. I think I'm happy with this, so I think we're just gonna add some textures to the top of this and then call it a day with some camera raw and some other stuff as well. So let's do what I do best and rob from my other PSDs. There we go. Instant textures, and maybe a few more won't hurt. So as you can see, here's before and here's after. Bits of grain and some other textures going on just to bring this to life a bit more. And now it kind of looks like you'd see it more on a page of an actual manga, which is quite cool, I think. And finally just some lookups and a camera raw filter to finish up, and we should be good. And there we go, that is the final result. With camera raw, with lookups, with all of that, I wanted to keep everything fairly simple. All of the work and the heavy lifting was done by the colors and the layout and all of the elements that we put into it. And I think this is actually a really nice recreation with the similar style going on, with all the outlines and stuff, but not looking overly drawn, still maintaining the realism with that sort of manga comic book-esque element. I'm actually really happy with the way this turned out, and it was a lot more work than I thought it was going to be, but something that I don't do very often and something that pushed me outside of that comfort zone, which is always a good thing in design. If you like this concept and you want to see more, please let me know. There are so many good cover pages and good panels in Bleach and in other mangas that would be very good for design inspiration. But yeah, as I said, I hope you did enjoy this video. Like, subscribe, all of that, and I'll see you in the next one.